So I'm another person who's been in the Valley for only 2 weeks. I spent the last 2 years in the Philippines working on a mobile banking startup, and so I've got this idea for how we can use mobile phones to really help people in emerging countries improve their lives. So Android phones are now retailing for $84 in Kenya, which is the level at which I think they start to become tractable. And the idea I've got is to basically create an app that allows a field agent to go out into the field and upload a profile. So he takes a picture of maybe a kid, he uploads a script on the kid, and then that can be uploaded to a website, and then someone in the West, someone in America, someone in Europe can go on there, they can search for these children, and they can then sponsor them. And once that's happened, you can also create a dialogue as well. So you can have weekly conversations, maybe where you upload a video, the child can see, you can get a report from them, and then that allows you to build a relationship and really build on what you're doing well. There's another potential application, which is this idea that came out of Cancun, which is these things called conditional cash transfers, which are where large sums of money, they're talking about $6 billion, are going to be transferred to people in Brazil and other rainforest areas. So if they don't chop down their forests, they'll get regular payment. And I think as well, that's somewhere where a Android type app could be used for validating that person's there, that they haven't, you could take pictures of the forest and come back after 6 months and see that the forest's really there, and then use that to drive whether or not you send the money. And you could also use the app to disperse the cash as well, because you can do that as a kind of, imagine like a PayPal thing. So that's the basic,
But there, it's not time to clap yet. We stopped to ask questions.
Except for the donation system, could you somehow tie in with the education system or set goals? I mean, it's one thing to just send $10 to a random kid.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
the
money
idea
to get some goal, and you can check.
It could be school fees or something. So I mean, in the Philippines, it's about between, depending on what grade they are, between like 50 and a couple of $100 a year for school fees. And you could tie it in, so the teacher could be the person with this app, and they could mark attendance on the app each day, and so you'd know that the kid has actually been there, and you could say, the payment only goes to the school if the kid's been there so many days, and that provides an incentive as well. Then, maybe some of it goes to the family as long as they've made sure that the kid goes to school, and then you really,
Maybe I missed it. What was the so I understand how the kid or the sort of beneficiary financially benefits, but how's the company? What's the revenue model?
I guess we take a slice.
Okay, so it's just like a transaction fee or something to that effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. Or I don't know whether it would be a company or a non-profit or...
Well, either way, it's got to be able to
Yeah, I think you take a slice of
fund itself.
I mean, typically, so sponsor a child schemes at the moment, about 20% of the funds goes towards admin costs.
Is it that high?
It's that high.
Wow.
And so I think if you use technology, because they've got to have it, it's all in paper, they're paying people to go there and check, and
right.
There's no level of automation, there's nothing that they can really scale up, so I think that's an area where maybe you could cut that to 5% or something.
So does this run into any challenges? And I'm kind of thinking of take like a place like, I don't know, sub-Saharan Africa, where the internet access is very limited. Now granted, they've done frankly, many more innovative things using SMS than we ever have here, but the model is more, there's not pervasive internet access like we have here, or frankly, like penetration of smartphones like we have here. Does this run into challenges there, or is there a way to kind of do it using kind of lower tech infrastructure that they would have in place, or does it require...
I think that's why now is a good time to do it, because I think Android, if it's $84 now, it might be $60 in a year, and by the time you're ready to scale, it might be down to $40. And that, that's got the phone, it's got the keyboard, it's got the ability to connect. You don't even need a 3G. You could have it, the guy goes at the end of the day and uploads it over a Wi-Fi connection or something.
So do you have any idea of the statistics on, how pervasive that is? Because
internet is zero in Africa, pretty much. But it's going to go straight to mobile. So in the Philippines, where I was for 2 years, our broadband connection was 3G. So they have these wireless routers that you just plug into a wall, and then it sets a Wi-Fi signal up around that, but it's using the 3G, so it's all built in.
I see.
So there's no broadband, there's no wired networks
I
in
got
these countries.
Almost Takana. Are you already working on the app?
No, I'm working on an app for microfinance banks as well, but I'm kind of teaching myself Java, so it's yeah. If I've got a Java developer to help with that.
Have you thought about like location-based service, like using kind of like almost like a, I don't want to say like a, I'm losing the words now, like a GPS signal is like when they send the picture or they upload it, like a geotag of like where and all that stuff.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Like,
right? I mean,
you know, if they take a photo, it's like it was on this coordinates.
and that would be really useful for stuff like fraud. So, I mean, one of the things you'd have to manage with this is the person real? Is the money really going to them? And things like that could be really useful for saying the guy's actually in the same place as he was last time, or he's in the same village. Which you can't do at the moment. And that's the really expensive part, is validation.
You know, Curtis brought up, sorry to interrupt,
Is it-
brought up Farmville earlier. Could you introduce some kind of game elements to make it almost like make it more viral and make you want to keep coming back and supporting people more? And have you thought about game elements?
Yeah, I mean, like, you could have points, right? You know, you've sponsored a kid in
Don't
different
take my
countries.
idea, dude.
Kid points, that's the point.
We can merge them all up into one.
That's the kid part right there.
On like your Facebook wall or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think on the donation side, if you're sponsoring a kid, you could have it link, or if the kid gives you a video, it could upload to your wall, and you can share that with your friend. Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe the kid should get like points for being a good kid or something, right, Curtis?
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to drive. Yeah.
Have you talked to any agencies about this?
Not yet. No.
We can talk later because I know a lot, and people that work in them that you should probably talk to,
That would be awesome.
so that you can figure out really what they want. Because from this side we can give you a lot of ideas, but probably best to talk to people on the inside on how it is that they would want to structure something like that, and I can connect you to
Awesome.
quite a few.
It seems like it kind of is, not the same certainly, but adjacent to something like a Kiva or something of that nature.
Yeah.
But the difference with Kiva, so Kiva doesn't actually, if you give money to Kiva, it doesn't actually go to the person, it goes to the bank that's lending to them.
Right.
It's called substitution funding. So, I mean, Kiva potentially could use an app like this to actually create that direct link from the person to the company. But they're not doing that at the moment.
So what you're more or less saying is you want to reduce the number of middlemen for which
exactly.
funds have to transfer in like the multiple layers of administration and so forth to actually provide the end user with a greater percentage.
Yeah, I mean, why do you need to pay all those each of those middlemen is a cost, right?
Well, part of the reason why they do that is so that you don't send money directly to families and then have a large problem in rural poor areas is that the money doesn't go to the services that they're intended to. It's either used to fuel alcoholism or to parents' pockets. So there's very strict reasons why people have levels of intermediaries, so that funds used actually go to what their health, education, resources.
I mean, education is an example where you send it straight to the school or something.
Right, but so that would be a big concern of agencies is that the money you don't send directly to a family because it could get squandered on alcoholism or drugs or prostitution or those types of things which don't allow for the things that you actually wanted to sponsor.
But it sounds like you were planning on sending it directly to the schools first.
We'd have to work it out. I think a very interesting part would be to link it towards certain types of behaviour. So if you made the payment conditional on, I don't know, getting a mother getting her kids all vaccinated for rabies, I don't know, some kind of smallpox or something, and then you could maybe give the payment for that particular time.
Never mind.
So do you see your customer more being the NGOs and other types of organizations that are already working in these places, or do you more see the customer?
There's two models, I think. One is you have a donation model where the customer is like, you're right, which is a bit like Kiva, where the customer is a consumer, and then the other model is kind of as you were suggesting, where you partner with one of these agents and you be a distribution person. And on the carbon credit side, that would be the model. So the government's there's a big agency responsible for this $6 billion, and they've got to get it sent to the right people.
Right.
You want to get a deal with them, and then you be their distribution. So you'd have to. I guess you'd try and see. The big problem with the agencies is I think their lead cycles would be very, very slow.
Right.
So, and yeah, my last project basically died from.
Well, it sounds like you got some help from it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.